Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to this week's edition of Imperial as One's Belonging series, where we explore the lived experiences of individuals from the Black, Asian, and minority ethnic communities. I know I say this every week, and you can see the number of guests that I have, and I say this every week that it's a really special guest. But this week, I'm not lying. I've got two incredibly special guests with us this afternoon. And when we start the story, or when I get into it, I'll explain why they are so special. And that's because it's the first time that we've done the interview in person. And also, it's the first time that I've had a father and daughter on. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to welcome Professor Muhammad Rahman and his daughter, Dr Farah Sabrin. Farah, I've known for a long time. Muhammad, I just met this week, and they're amazing. I'm going to kick off and ask my first question. And my first question is, I don't even know where to start, who to start with, right? So I'm going to start with Dad, right? I'm going to start with Dad and ask him to give us a glimpse of what it was, or just outline your experiences of coming to him. What was it that gave you a sense of identity and sense of belonging when you were growing up? How did you pass that on to Farah? And just tell me your story. That's all I'm going to say. Tell me your story, because your story is amazing.
Yeah, tell us your story. Tell us your story.
Yeah, okay. Can I start?
You can start.
Okay, good afternoon. I am Muhammad Balzar Rahman. I am very glad to speak to you for some time at least. I hope you will not mind anything else. I have come here only a few weeks ago. Let me start from the very beginning. You see, how did I come here? You see, it was the year of 1967. See, when I was amazingly pleased to see that the government of Britain, that means the British Council, awarded me a Commonwealth scholarship, and the placement was done at Imperial College in chemistry department. I was very much honored by telling you that the British Council awarded this prestigious scholarship after my postgraduate education in Bangladesh on the basis of my academic score and other things. See, in 1967, I told you, I just landed in Heathrow Airport that time, a long time ago, in thrilled atmosphere, climate. You see, it was very good. Because I was coming from a very tropical country, you see. It was, by that time, I was feeling cold, so I was thrilling. You see, it was a great sort of thrill to be at Heathrow Airport in England. After landing at Heathrow Airport, you see, a guide from the British Council's commission, scholarship commission, just received us, because I had some other colleagues also on the same scholarship. He received us and took us to the Russell Square, a Connaught Hall, his residential accommodation. They gave me near Russell Square for a temporary stay of 3 to 4 days on an orientation course. And after the orientation course, you see, there, then he took me, that guy took me next day, that means after 3 or 4 days, the next day, after just covering, he took me to the chemistry department at South Kensington campus. In 1967, that was probably that was the only campus, I don't know yet. Anyway, after taking me to the chemistry department, you see, I was mentally very strong because I had very much high hopes and aspirations that time about my cherished dream to be at least to be a junior scholar. Anyway, now I am going to tell you all the factors and features that helped me actually to grow up or come up to the present state of a little achievement. You see, I already told you that I had a very prestigious scholarship, Commonwealth scholarship. So I had to work out some plans to work in this, to come and to work in this country. My teachers, you see, taught me organic chemistry in Bangladesh, and also here I was placed at the Imperial College to work in the branch of organic chemistry. So on the basis of my records, these departmental professors, told me that what should be your research field. He actually handed over to me a small paper to work on in my thesis, you see. So it actually, I had to tell him, my professor, you see, that I have come here for this degree, and in Bangladesh, when I was a student of my master's class, I was at the end of my master's class, I had to leave a government in service job in Bangladesh. That is the Central Superior Service, a highest prestigious job in Bangladesh. During that time, which you see, I was going to take up, my professor told me that what you are going, to do, will you take this job here in the teaching, or you will go for civil service? I actually, on the basis of my advice from my parents and sisters, I had to tell them that I should probably prefer to go up for the teaching job in university. So I left my job in the midway in service civil job that time, because there are other factors also to join and to come in South Kensington, because I had a story from my senior professor that Imperial College, even during that time, was a very famous one. And the research work in the branch of organic chemistry, you can go for the Commonwealth book, that in organic field, there are several prestigious scholar professors there. So I accepted the job in Bangladesh, and then I left Bangladesh for Britain. But this award.
Were you afraid to leave Bangladesh at that time to come to Britain? Was there anything which you thought, oh my, it's a big decision to leave Bangladesh and come over to Britain? Was there anything that you were fearful of, or did you think this is a great opportunity?
Yes, I had other things also in a lot of opportunity. I gave them up.
Yeah.
And then I accepted and came here. Accepted this one because because I thought it to be good for me and prestigious, and it will take me to go out.
Right,
Ah.
okay, okay, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
because other jobs in Bangladesh were not preferable to me.
right,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
okay,
So when I came here in South Kensington, you see, this award of honor scholarship and placement at the prestigious university like Imperial College, you see, it encouraged me a lot, you see, to go forward in the sense of research and study direction
Mhm.
relentlessly, because I was living lately, of course, in Clapham Common, you see, but on my arrival, the Common Scholarship Commission very kindly arranged my accommodation in Lillian Pencil Hall, a residential hall near the Hyde Park corner. You see, and I was very glad to see that on the other side is the Lillian Pencil Hall, and on the other side is Imperial College. The chemistry department I used to go to on foot, a small distance, you see, and that was my a good experience of keeping my habit of morning walk or evening walk, whatever you say, because the Lillian Pencil Hall, the residential hall and the university department was very close, rather, not very long distance from that place, you see. So I had to go to my professor, you see, when I met him. My research professor was directly Professor Owen. And the next one, senior most one of that department, organic chemistry branch, was Professor Barton. You see, his actual full name is Derek Harold Richard Barton. You see, everybody used to call him as Derek Barton. Probably you will know that he's a great man, he's a Nobel laureate in the branch of organic chemistry. He actually first thought the benzene orientation and the conformational analysis in organic chemistry. That was a very adventurous discovery during that period. You just think of it is the year of 1967, and he worked before 1967. So that was a very revolutionary work, you can say.
Mhm.
It's a Nobel laureate. Anyway, I used to initially to attend the classes of Professor Derek Barton, Dr. Sutherland, Professor Owen, Dr. Peter Sams, and Dr. Chalice. You see, they were the people. Nowadays, I could not find any of them after coming 50 years later. More than 50 years, I must tell you, it is actually 53 years. So I was actually, I rather must say that these people, I mean the professors, my seniors, the professors, they were very good, but nobody was there. They already probably expired. I don't know even their address, you see. I must pay my respect and homage to these professors whom I could not see this time, any of this time. But I heard from the chairman of the chemistry department at present, and Professor Oscar says
Oscar says.
that Dr. Sutherland is still living and is working in Cambridge University.
Wow.
You see, anyway, I must also personally pay my great respect and homage for Professor Dr. Sutherland, who is now in Cambridge University, if he is coming to be in contact with my lecture.
Yeah. We'll have to send him a copy.
Yeah. And I must pay my homage also to the to Professor Barton, Professor Owen, you see, but they are in eternity now. So it's my luck. I could not see them again. Doctor, I already told you I enjoyed their classes. You see, it was a wonderful lecture. You see, I used to enjoy, you see, and all these factors, you see, greatly actually encouraged me to learn from them and to cherish my humanity and high senses from these professors. I mean, as a whole of from the Imperial College. But there are other factors also which probably will relate to this belonging, present belonging, my personal experience, and how I came here also. You see, just I must tell you one thing, that when when I came to the Imperial College, I worked for some time, maybe a year, 1968 or 69, maybe that time. My professor, Professor Owen, who was very kind and a generous person, he told me that you are working as well, you go ahead, but there is one topic on your research which I could not find your related work. So you probably can you go to Sweden? Well, it will be my pleasure. My prof, he told me, all right, I am writing to Sweden to Professor Stig Allenmark, his name, in working in the Sweden, Uppsala University. And that time, he told me, go ahead. I was a very young man. Can you imagine that during that time I was so adventurous that I took up this advice and started from England, from London via Dover here, and I landed in probably Hoek of Holland in Amsterdam. From there, I went to Sweden, and Sweden, Stockholm. I had to land by train and dropped in Sweden, Stockholm. From Stockholm, I went to Uppsala. That was probably an hour's journey. And Stig Allenmark, who was beforehand informed and waiting for me to receive me. So Stig Allenmark then took me to the department. That was the University of Stockholm. Sweden. Uppsala University. Uppsala. That he took me to show the department, and then I told him to pick up that piece of research paper which was related to my work. He showed me and gave me a copy of that work, which I took. Small research paper from Sweden. I took that one to bring it to show my professor at chemistry department of Imperial College.
So you traveled across Europe to get one paper?
One article.
One article.
Yeah, that's I must say.
And then came back to show it to your professor.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Of course, that went from the permission of my professor, as well as my professor took permission from Commonwealth Scholarship Commission.
Yeah.
Also, he had to take permission.
Yeah.
Because that was involved my journey outside.
Yeah.
Anyway, on my way back, when I was thinking of coming back from Sweden to England, you see, I came by train from Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, to Hanover by train. That was not bad, was very good. But you can imagine that time I was a student. I was running out of money. So I actually took an advice which was given to me by my colleague in the Armstrong Laboratory of South Kensington, you see. He told me actually, do you know what is hitchhiking? I told him that time, no, I don't know what is that. He showed me by showing fingers like this way, you know. Then I thought from Hanover, yes, I started my hitchhiking by standing on the roadside, you see, from Germany. from Lübeck to Germany. That was a very good, nice road, but not that much big, but it was. On some point, I saw one car coming from that side. You see, I was doing many times of hitchhiking design. So the gentleman, you see, who was driving the car, stopped his car and told me. I was also thinking that that gentleman, whether will like me or not,
Mhm.
but I was not in that thought. Actually, I started. He told me that where do you want to go to? That I am a student. I am going to London. I work in Imperial College. I told him all this. You see, my introductory. Yeah. Then he told me, then okay, go come in my car. He was alone, and he was alone. He said nobody else was there.
Mhm.
You see, from Malmo, probably in Sweden, that place.
Mhm.
From Malmo to come, you see, there was a big, it's a sea or river, I don't know, because that time I was to come by steamer, that one. You see, I was taking that lounge,
Mhm.
steamer boat on. He along with the car. Before going to the steamer, he told me, it's very interesting. He told me that if you don't mind, you have not that much luggage, but you carry my bag. That's a leather bag. I was thinking, what the bag has got in. He then told me that a cat, inside the bag. What is this for? You see, he told me he was a very good man. Whether he was Swedish, probably. Actually he was Swedish. He told me that when we boarding on the steamer, the police will come.
Mhm.
You take the bag in your hand. Don't leave it in the steamer.
Mhm.
If the police there, they're the policeman. If the police sees it, that there is a cat in his bag, they will not allow. He said they will not allow. So okay. Then afterward,
Go on.
coming inside the steamer, he told me, "Do you know what did I tell you this thing? Because if this cat is not here, and my wife is in France, if she does not see this cat, she will never come with my back to Sweden." And that time I was personally thinking that what type of love and affection a person has got for his wife. You see,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a good lesson for me also.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
just before we go on, you became a cat smuggler.
If the police caught me, there would have been not my existence. Okay. He actually told me that this cat is so dear, to my wife, who is a French lady. He will not come with me. She loves this cat more than she loves me. So this is the way I came back to Hook of Holland.
Mhm.
After the Hook of Holland, and he left me there, and he went to France. In France, because his wife is a French lady.
Yeah.
You see,
Fantastic.
that was a very interesting thing to me. Even still, I remember this thing after 50 years.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
and that time I came here, and some aspects of your
So
some aspects of your personality. You see. When I was living in the South Kensington,
mhm.
I was alone in the
Mhm.
beginning.
Mhm.
In the beginning, I was alone. I came here alone, and after 6 months, my wife came here.
Yeah.
Then I had to leave the Lincoln Pension Hall, and I had to go to Scalatham Common.
Right.
for residential accommodation.
Yeah.
I used to come from Clapham Common to South Kensington Underground Station
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
You see, every day.
But it wasn't just your wife who came as well. Did your daughters come with you as
Yeah,
well?
I see. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife, I say she managed to get passport and visa and other things from Bangladesh.
Yeah.
With my daughters,
Mhm.
and that time I have rather, because still they are living. I have two daughters that time. She was not born that time.
No way.
We're not giving away your daughter's age, right?
Yeah, I see. So I had to leave this, I live in pension hall and went to Clapham Common. From Clapham Common, I used to come every day. And from South Kensington Underground Station, when I used to come up to the surface, there I saw an underground bypass. From there, starting from South Ken, it came up to the post office. You see, at the corner of the South Kensington, where the chemistry building was started. You see, do you know? Is there any underground there still now?
The underground's still there.
Still there.
Still there.
But I could not find out the way in. You see, it's probably it has been shifted. The gate.
Maybe.
Go on. Carry on.
Okay. Anyway, that was my hard work. You can imagine how, you see, how the hard work I had to come through.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I used to attend some classes of those professors, I already mentioned these names. You see, Professor Barton's lecture was amazingly surprising.
Yeah.
With other people, and Dr. Peter Sams, who was a very young teacher at that time, I used to respect him much because he is by that time also was very good, very brilliant, and all these things. You see, I enjoyed. I enjoyed, and this thing actually encouraged me, helped me to come up and to cherish my future dream. What line I will choose and what line I'll go through and to climb up in my career.
Right. So it was the influence of
teachers
of the teachers that you had who
Yeah.
then said, you know, that's what I want to do. I want to be a professor.
And the sense of humanity, as I told you, from coming from Sweden to England, how much affection, how much you see love I received from them.
Yeah.
You see, all these things are matter of imagination.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I tell you. And now I must tell you, my two daughters. I have told you. My first daughter, I probably should mention my first daughter, who is a PhD and MBBS.
Right, medic.
In medical science.
Yeah.
She has her MBBS degree from Bangladesh, from very prestigious University of Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And she has the PhD degree. She has the PhD degree from Japan. Now she is in Boston, in America. You see, the second one is still in Tokyo Institute of Technology in Japan. Is working in the field of biochemistry, nanochemistry, or like this thing. She is still there. She is working also very good. And the third one was not that I told you is not born, is now working in this Imperial College. I don't know. You will know her better. Anyway, so to bring up these three daughters, you see, I had to sacrifice many things in my early life. You see, in my early life, even I could go, or I could cherish other jobs, lucrative jobs in Bangladesh.
Mhm.
I did not go for those things. You see, I gave up all the
Yeah.
things. I did not go. Otherwise, I thought that my daughters
Mhm.
are here, and later was my wife expired. You see,
Yeah.
so I thought that I must go in this job in the university
Mhm.
to, you see, to bring them up well,
Yeah.
well, in a good manner, so that she can do name and fame in this line. Any line they can choose, but they must get a good education.
Yeah.
Ah,
Absolutely.
that is why I had to sacrifice many of the things.
Yeah.
So these are the things which I must tell you.
Mhm.
In one thing, as regards, you told me what sort of advice you will give to the younger.
Wait. Steady on, right? We'll come to that in a minute. We'll come to that in a minute, right?
That will be the last question. So
we'll-
we'll have
we'll-
other questions before that.
Okay.
Let me come to that. Let me jump over to your daughter who is here with us today.
No, because in this discussion, I had many other factors to tell you, but
Yeah.
I am forgetting many of the factors. I told you only some of the factors.
Yeah, I know. Because I know that you were here at the same time as Abdul Salam,
Hmm?
the
No.
physicist.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah,
Mr. Salam.
Professor Salam.
Oh, I see. That is another story. Because I am forgetting many things. Still, I must say that one day
Mhm.
for lunch, it's a good point. I came down from upstairs, and in front of the chemistry departmental gate, there is a statue. You see, that statue is what do you call it?
This is tower.
Queen's Tower.
In front of the building. That building, what is that called?
Sharfield.
Sharfield building.
Yeah.
But this time, I went there to see that one, that the building is demolished and some building is coming up.
Mhm.
In Sharfield building, there was a canteen, restaurant downstairs.
Mhm.
On the left-hand side, there was a bank
Right.
where I used to go for my monetary purposes.
Yeah.
On Sharfield building, upstairs, upstairs, there is a long way
Long
is
corridor.
going
Yeah.
toward the eastern side.
Yeah.
To the exhibition road, probably that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one day I was standing in the queue to take up, you see, my lunch packet. In the queue, all of a sudden, that time in 1960, think of 1967, 68,
Yeah.
69, this 3 years.
Yeah.
I saw a gentleman with a cap on the head and some beard also. I thought he must be from some Asian country. I didn't know him
Mhm.
before.
Yeah.
So Professor Abdul Salam, a Nobel laureate in theoretical physics,
Mhm.
was a teacher, was a professor that time in Imperial College Physics department.
Wow.
Actually, I was acquainted with him by starting a small thing. He told me, where you come from? I told I am from Bangladesh. And I told him that I know you by name, that you are from Pakistan, you said. He was very glad. And he started other things, but in the queue, we could not talk much. We had to give up. You see, this is the first Nobel laureate I met in my life, personally, physically, I must say,
Mhm.
that time,
Mhm.
Professor Salam. And Professor Salam was a physicist, and I told you that in chemistry department, I started my class with Professor Barton in 1967, at the end of 67. You can call it in the beginning of 1968.
Yeah.
I was attending chemistry classes in organic chemistry, you see, with Professor Barton. After a few weeks class, I told my colleagues in the Armstrong laboratory, one is Dr. Pringle, Michael Pringle, other is Dr. Peter Orchard, another is Michael Heath. these are the persons. I told him that I am attending these classes, I'm enjoying, but this professor is wonderfully, is well-versed person. So why Michael Pringle, one of my colleagues, who is now in America, he's holding big post, is still alive. He told me that time, why are you asking about that? Did he get Nobel Prize anytime? No, never. Then I told him that, you see, next year or year after, he will get Nobel Prize. How do you say that? I saw him and thought him to be one of the men of vast knowledge, academic experience, with high research experience. You see, after we did not even 1 year, at the end of 1 year, in December, when the Nobel Prize is declared, usually November or December maybe, he got the Nobel Prize.
Wow.
Professor Barton is awarded Nobel Prize in 1968.
Yeah.
You see, actually, in a fortnight is time, he actually threw a reception. What do you call it? Reception.
Reception. Yeah.
Reception.
Yeah.
I used to. I was rather honored to be a guest there also.
Fantastic.
I attended his in the department, not outside.
Yeah.
I attended that reception. He was one thing, amongst many other things, he was telling to the audience one thing, that he was traveling from Sweden, Stockholm, to England back. You see? He told me, he told us, I mean, not me actually, in the audience, that I was traveling, all of a sudden a gentleman came up to me. Okay? Came up to me and told me that, Professor Barton, you are congratulated. Yeah. So Professor Barton told me that why did he congratulate? I did not understand. Professor Woodward, the then Nobel Prize and then advisor of on the Nobel Prize committee. He was advisor. He told me that, okay, gentlemen, you will know tomorrow.
That's how we know.
You see, you will know tomorrow. You see, in this way, Professor Woodward from America, he actually congratulated him. He described this thing. I was surprised how this is happening and what are the prestigious position of the Nobel laureates, you see, of the Nobel laureates. You see, actually, then I thought that Nobel Prize will probably, after my departure from England in 1970, December, I left this country. I was thinking that some other people also get Nobel Prize from that. In 1970 probably, or 71, when I left, you see, Professor Wilkinson, in the branch of inorganic chemistry, he got the Nobel Prize.
Wow.
From there. And in physics, there is one. And mathematics department, Matthews, Professor Matthews, on the other side of the exhibition road, he got the Nobel Prize. You see.
So whilst you were studying here at Imperial College, you were surrounded by Nobel Prize winners, or people who went on to.
If actually you are telling me the right things, I was very much glad to see this university, not only the department. When I used to get time, I used to see. I used to go. Rather, I went one day with one of my friends to go to see the person, Professor E.B. Chen. I told you, E.B. Chen. And had the Fleming, Robert Fleming, used to work once, sometime, long time ago, before. And there, his E.B. Chen and his wife is working. I did not know his wife's name.
Mhm.
But I told my friend that I like to see Professor E.B. Chen, at least by face.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Professor E.B. Chen. In the biochemistry department, the next building to the chemistry department.
Yeah, yeah.
I went there. So there are another Nobel Prize winner, Professor E.B. Chen, Professor Barton, Professor Wilkinson, and Professor. You see, in the physics department, I went also to see that Nobel laureate
Yeah.
with one of my colleagues, and who was also my colleague in Bangladesh.
Right.
He was working in the physics department.
Yeah.
But I could not see him.
Yeah.
He was not present that time.
Right. Right.
And my friend told me that from Imperial College, many of the professors, or at least some of the professors, get very good name and get Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
The government or the personally, they actually move to other places.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why Professor Hinshel Wood
Mhm.
is another Nobel laureate. Before these persons,
Mhm.
he got the Nobel Prize. He moved, the government gave him a higher position
Mhm.
to other places. Professor Hinshel Wood in biochemistry. You see, he also
Yeah.
moved there. You see, so I had the opportunity to see maybe personally or maybe by name, many professors in the Imperial College that time.
Yeah.
And that time, as you know, the Imperial College was the only campus at South Kensington.
Yeah.
Now I am seeing many other campuses, one in Hammersmith, one in White House, and one in Yes, you see, so this time,
Mhm.
what I saw, and what I am going to see in future is the tremendous achievement of Imperial College as regards to academic excellence, as regards to research and study, as well as the physical developments of this building,
Yeah.
of the campuses, many campuses. So it is largely a vast improvement in the atmosphere, academic atmosphere.
Fantastic.
So I can tell you that let me wish that someday, or rather, of course, this will be out of record, I'm telling, this will someday, it will surpass. It will surpass the other university, like Harvard or MIT, even Oxford or Cambridge. It's something I wish.
He's gone back into prediction mode. He predicted the Nobel laureate, and it came to pass.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a cat smuggler, but we'll let him.
No, I have done in honor of my dad. You see that person is. Yes.
Let me just focus on Farah for a minute now. Your story is amazing. I could sit here and listen to you for hours. But Farah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Was it your dad's stories, and so many of the stories? Was it part of the stories which he told you?
Oh yeah, I have heard several times these stories. Actually, me and my sisters like grew up hearing all these stories. We knew Derek Barton from our childhood. I knew them, all of them. So, but that time, there is no medicine faculty at Imperial College, so it's all natural science and engineering.
Yeah.
So and then I never planned, like, I grew up hearing about all the great stories about Imperial College, but I never think of coming here. Like it was not like aim in life. Oh, one day I will come here. It happens like all on a sudden, like yeah. So I was looking for higher studies because my dad came from a very small village from the northwestern part of Bangladesh. So he's a self-made person.
Right.
He created his identity. Me and my sisters feel very privileged because he gave us a very privileged life compared to him.
Yeah.
We grew up in a university campus. We know whatever we do, our priority, on the top of our priority should be the education. So that's how we our path actually went on.
Yeah.
So after doing my undergrad in Bangladesh, I was looking for higher studies. So because I heard about Imperial College, all the great Nobel laureates. So generally, it's always, oh, I want to go somewhere place like this. So and then I went to Canada for a master's. After my master's, I went back to my country, Bangladesh, and then I was looking for PhD position. Like I was thinking of, because I have daughter, I have a family, so I was thinking of if I could do PhD in the shortest possible time.
Yeah.
So then I think, okay, let's try in United Kingdom. So then I was applying, and I got admission here, as well as I got the funding from the Schlumberger Foundation. It's called Faculty for the Future Fellowship.
Yeah.
And then I came here in 2017.
And your dad came here in 2000
67.
No, sorry,
Yeah, no,
1967.
1967.
1967.
Mhm.
And you came here 2017.
Yeah.
So if my quick maths, that's 50 years. What date did you arrive in the UK?
In September 1967, I arrived here.
September
Yeah,
1960.
September 21.
The 21st of
Yeah,
September
21st of September.
1967.
Yeah, if I am correct.
And when did you arrive?
15th of September.
15th of September
Yeah.
2017.
2017, yeah.
So it's
2017.
literally 1 week apart
Yeah.
from exactly
Exactly
50 years.
Yeah.
50, yeah.
And both of you came on scholarships
On scholarship,
to
yes.
do PhDs.
Yeah, that's, that is one point I have left. One point. Can I
Yes,
tell you?
please. Yeah.
Yeah, I must tell you also this thing. When I was awarded the scholarship to come to South Kensington Chemistry Department,
Mhm.
that time, its name was Imperial College of Science and Technology.
Yeah.
That time.
Mhm.
Because I'm telling you with respect to the research, academic, and teachers' excellent performance,
Mhm.
will be disclosed in my lecture.
Mhm.
That time, Imperial College of Science and Technology, its name was.
Mhm.
It was written also in the writing pad also in my award.
Mhm.
You see, after a long time, I saw that its name has been changed to Imperial College of Science, Technology, and Medicine.
Yeah.
Now, actually, I did not know when this name medicine was added to just
Yeah.
you see, injected to the chemistry Imperial College name.
Yeah.
So this indicates only how much or how far Imperial College with regard to research and other things has gone.
Yeah.
How far it has gone.
Yeah.
It has gone. Now it is Imperial College of Science, Technology, and Medicine. Even they don't write this. They write this. I thought that in University of London they don't write now.
No,
It is more than university. Rather is equivalent. It is rather equivalent to 3 other universities.
It's a very, you're right, it's a very prestigious.
Yeah,
university.
you can see that time there was no branches. Now the Imperial College, you can say Imperial University at White City, Imperial University at South,
Yeah.
at Imperial University in that King's College area. What is that area? That one?
There's Silwood, there's
Yeah.
Northwick Park, there's campuses all over, and
So,
South Kensington,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
and
So
St Mary's, yeah. Yeah.
So I told you only because I tell you I must convey that how far the Imperial College has gone up.
Yeah.
And how to vast field
Yeah.
they have expanded.
Yeah.
This is it.
The reason I came in contact with Farah was doing her PhD, and she used to work with me.
That's another point. You see, actually for honors scholarship,
Yeah.
she had applied.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know. Next time she applied and she got the Schlumberger Foundation fellowship.
Schlumberger Foundation, yeah.
This time. I did not know that. because she was working in another university in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I was in another town, another city.
Yeah.
Anyway, when she told me that in Imperial College,
Mhm.
I've been placed.
Mhm.
I told her, where did you apply to? She told me one name is Oxford, the other name is Cambridge, and the third name was Imperial College. And when she told me actually that Imperial College has been awarded, has been placed to me.
Mhm.
You see,
Yeah.
her placement.
Yeah,
is
actually, when I was applying
Yeah.
to the universities, like
Mhm.
abroad for my PhD, my husband was helping me a lot. He's the main person who is helping me to prepare all the application, everything. So me and my husband were working together because there are lots of things to do, and
Yeah.
we didn't aim for only Imperial. We actually applied several other universities,
Yeah.
whichever works for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So at that time, my dad didn't, I was not aware of that I'm applying to Imperial College. So once it's finalized everything, then I told him, okay, I got it. I got the
Anyway,
position.
anyhow, when she applied, I did not know the name of Imperial College from her. You see, when I heard her award, I was very glad to tell you that it has been very good for you. Go to Imperial College. It is not the Imperial College, it is my college. I told her. I told her, and accordingly, I was telling her that you go there, do research, you see, flourish your academic excellence, because it is, I was here, so you are going there. I can tell you that you have gone to a university where from my father did the excellent job in work of PhD and other things.
Yeah.
You see, and that is why I was glad.
Yeah.
Ignore Oxford, ignore.
It's all good. I like your dad. I love that. It was kind of like, it's my college.
Yeah.
It's my college.
Hey,
I was
I can
there.
claim. That is why we might claim.
Yeah.
With forcible claim, I told you, this
Yeah.
is my university. So nobody can tell me. Yeah.
That's so good. I just want to explore a little. We're kind of like almost out of time, really. But in terms of for you, just based on what you've said, Imperial was very. It's been you coming to Imperial opened up so many opportunities. For Farah, you come into Imperial having seen the opportunities that it enabled you to have because of the opportunities that it gave your dad.
Mhm. Yeah.
Does it feel like almost like a sense of family, a sense of belonging, that you feel Imperial is part of your identity?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I told you before that we grew up hearing about all the great stories about Imperial College London. Like we heard more about Imperial College than the city of London, all those great places to go. So we only heard about the stories of Imperial College. So, but once I came here, started my PhD, then I started feeling the belongingness. Okay, my dad was here, now I'm here. Then I started like, okay, this is my college, and it's the scenario, the two scenario in 1967 and 2017 was totally different. Like we went through so blended education. We if we need a paper, we just do searching the PubMed or Google it.
You wasn't going
I need to go to Sweden to get a paper. So, and also we have a graduate school, like they offer so many courses. Even these courses actually help you to settle down in London. Even they teach you, or they suggest you like how to communicate with your supervisors and the professors for your research, for your learning. How do you communicate with your supervisor if you don't understand anything? Because we learned English like from childhood, but when it comes to speaking term and in a different culture, it's very different. So that's how we once I came here, that's how I have been trained by the graduate school, the environment, the everything. And we have internet. My dad's time, there is no internet, even no PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
So my dad typed his PhD thesis with a typewriter.
I know.
I worked it on computer, right? So it's very different. But
You see that I have 3 daughters, as you
Yeah.
know. Not to speak of her only, my first daughter, who has an MBBS,
Yeah.
Master of Medicine and Bachelor of Science degree, medical degree,
Mhm.
from a university of Bangladesh.
Mhm.
Is PG, my postgraduate is a academic university, medical
it's a very
sciences.
good university for medicine.
It is the top.
Mhm.
It is the top institute in Bangladesh. From there, she has got MBBS,
Mhm.
and after MBBS, she has a PhD from Japan,
Mhm.
Chiba University, exclusively research university,
Mhm.
very good on Chiba.
It's like a Cranfield one. I think the Cranfield
Right, yeah.
University, and they don't have the undergrad students.
Yeah.
So
That's where she.
that's the Chiba
in the-
University in
yeah.
Japan.
In the field of clinical biochemistry,
Mhm.
after medical degree, clinical biochemistry she has. And the second one, who is working in Tokyo Institute of Technology, TIT,
Mhm.
that is also a top university in Japan.
Mhm.
You see, it is next to University of Tokyo comes the TIT in whole of Japan. You see, she is working there. An excellent job probably she is doing
Mhm.
in biotechnology field.
Yeah.
You know, second one. And the third one is here, I know.
I'm here.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, the
So-
three daughters, I must tell you, they have received from some universities who have got name and fame worldwide. In Bangladesh, the first one, and Chiba, Japan, the top university. Second one is TIT, third one from Imperial College. I'm telling you only because that I am satisfied that 3 daughters have received their
So
3
you
degrees
gave them
from
good
the
education.
worldwide top university. And not even the second, third grade university.
No.
That's the father's legacy. I can already see the title of my father's legacy. You know, I was here, and so you will be there.
But we don't want to
Fantastic.
stop here. Like we want
Yeah.
to like,
Yeah.
continue more, like do
Yeah.
more research,
Yeah.
to learn more. Like
Fantastic.
there are always room for development.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna have to close off, right? Unfortunately, but I'm gonna ask kind of like final 2 questions, right? And then the questions are these, and you started to answer it earlier. What advice? I can't even say what advice would you give to your younger self, because you gave so much advice to your daughters, right? And look where they are now. So and you've just explained that, right? But what advice would you give to your granddaughter or to your
Yeah.
your grandchildren? And what do you think your younger self would look at both of you now and say, wow?
Yeah, okay. Okay, then I must tell you, because there is the advice I have got going here, one thing. You see, my granddaughter, the daughters or granddaughters or the younger generation of this day.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, my simple suggestion will be in 1 or 2 words.
Mhm.
And that is why I have mentioned here for you.
For you as well, right?
I'm all ears, man.
For you mean for you people, not for you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Because I tell you, without showing any audacity
Mhm.
to anybody else, I must tell the younger people, the younger generation, I'd like to give only one advice, or you can say a little suggestion,
Mhm.
that you please take this university, Imperial College particularly,
Mhm.
as a proudly unique one university
Mhm.
to accommodate others, other people, to flourish and to explore. I'm telling you to the younger people. Widen your vision of knowledge by taking the services from this prestigious and world-class university, because I am here. Your professors are highly educated, generous, and have international research and reputation and academic excellence. This is the advice. In one line, in one word, I said the lastly, but not the least. Build the career. I'm telling them, build the career and promote the nation. That's all.
Fantastic. Build a career and promote the next. I love that.
You can
And
have it.
You did my homework for me. I'm gonna take that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our privilege to be here, to be part of your Belonging series. It's wonderful. Thank you very much.
It's groundbreaking. This is really groundbreaking because it's the first time we've done an in-person event like this in this sense. It's the first time I've had a father and daughter on here. And it's the first time I've got 2 PhDs from Imperial College, 50 years apart, right?
Father and daughter.
Father and daughter, right? The legacy of the father. So I want to just say a very big thank you for sharing your story and for sharing your insight and your words of vision for the college, where we can take it, you know, where we can take the college going forward. It's just been absolutely
That is what I narrated. I narrated for the students, for the younger of this university. You see, for this. So I will leave this world today or tomorrow. My suggestion to younger people, I am leaving. I left. Sorry.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love this university. That is why
I can tell.
I love this university. That is why, on the strength of this, I suggested this to my younger students and other colleagues. I have the right to say that.
Absolutely.
I can claim it.
You know what?
Yes,
What I'd love to do, because I know that you're a professor and you taught many students yourselves. What I would love to know is how many of your students came to Imperial College afterwards as well. It would be you know, we could have a mass reunion. You know.
That is why this is not only for the present students, it is also for the students, those who are dreaming to come.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Those who are daring to dream. I agree. I agree. Okay, I'm going.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much. Thank you.
I'm just going to share with the audience what is happening next week.
You probably even need to.
So next week, I'm going to have Professor.
Keep Billy on.
We're going to have Professor Billy Wong, who's a professor from Reading University, and he's the director of Research and Evaluation, Access and Participation, and the Deputy Director of Postgraduate Research Studies, Institute of Education. So he will be our guest next week. Also, I'd like to just highlight that next week, Thursday, on the 21st, we'll be having this event, which is a Meet the Author, which is Imperial as One's Meet the Author with Cynthia. So, if you still recognize me, and it's a brilliant story, it's a brilliant book which they wrote, and it's going to be published in March 2019. So please, it's an in-person event. If you're available, please come along and meet Cynthia as they discuss their story. And on the 29th, we've got Eric Collins, who is a serial entrepreneur, former advisor to President Obama, and he's going to be coming to the Beyond Ethnicity Career Conference. So please register and come along. First 50 people to register and to attend will get a book called We Don't Need Permission, How We Can Change the World. So all it is for me to say is a big thank you. If you've missed any of our previous episodes, then please, or any of the previous interviews, please go to our YouTube channel, which is tinyurl.com/belonging-IAO. And all I can say is, as I've said it many times before, it's because people are so willing to share their stories that we can hear and we can understand that although we may have differences, there's so many things which draw us together. There's so many things which make us the same. And that common humanity is the thing which will drive us forward. So I just want to once again say a big thank you to those who attended and a big thank you to our guests. So thanks very much, and I will see you again next week. Bye.